Last time I spoke about the suffering in Nigeria, you know, how everything is getting worse and people are really, really suffering. This time I also want to include that, to me, I think religion is also part of the suffering we're going through in Nigeria because I don't see why. I don't see there is so much religion houses, there is so much faith and so much Christianity and pastors in Nigeria, and we are suffering to the level of never seen before. The level of suffering in that country is supposed to be low because of the house of God, the churches, the Christian faith, whichever, whatever you can call it. Because when you go to that country, every look and cranny of the country is church, is a Christian house. And from Monday to Sunday, it's always church program. I'm telling you that from Monday to Sunday, there is a church program going on in any part of the country in Nigeria. It's either Monday school, Sunday school, Tuesday fellowship. Oh, Friday is all night Friday, or it's called crossing over to the next week, or Saturday. Jesus Christ. The level of churches, house of God in that country, supposed to help to minimize the level of suffering in that country. If truly, miracle happens anyhow without putting in work. Because I'm telling you, here in the Western world, let's take for instance, in Spain, in Italy, I've been to so many places. The churches are open. The churches is like touristic area. The churches are like touristic places where you go to see, the creativity of the people, the ancient people who were able to put on those pieces of work, and how they were able to do that without technology and things like that. You get me? Yes, sometimes people go there to worship on Sundays, mostly on Sundays. But there is no reasonable person who goes to church from Monday to Saturday without going to work. No, it's open for tourist people. You can come in and see. I always go, I see the beautiful ceiling, how it was painted and things like that. The pillars, because there is details in everything that was put in there. They pay attention to details. And when you step in there, you feel in the goosebumps of the atmosphere, of the architectural work of the place. And early in the morning, people are up to work. Like 6 o'clock, I'm off to work. 7 o'clock, sometimes 6:30, I've already started my shift. If I'm working longer hours, I close maybe 4 o'clock. If I'm working shorter hour, maybe 1:30 or 2 or 12. Then I'm back. Then I can go to another work if I have. But I'm telling you, early in the morning, somebody is in church shouting. Somebody is in church, your church house, praying. What are you praying for? Do you think God is going to give you manna from heaven? Now, we can blame the government in some certain ways, which is true. I blame them 100%. But you have to also blame the churches, the Christianities, the churches in Nigeria they are really contributing bigly to the problems of Nigeria. Churches is not company. I can't see where you have domes, big churches that occupy 30,000 seats. That is not company. That can be leveraged to company where you can even employ at least 1,000 to 500, thereby helping government to reduce the unemployment rate. But rather, you prefer to build 30,000 seat capacity church, 50,000, 20,000, 10,000 capacity church, where people will come every Sunday, on Monday to Sunday, to shout and do nothing, and go home, maybe contribute offerings, 100 naira, 1,000, and that is it. Hoping that miracle, manners will fall from heaven. Churches are contributing 1,000% plus of our problem in that country. Because everybody has envisioned, everybody has programmed themselves to believe that miracle will come. Miracle will come from heaven. In as much as I work very hard, I still cry. I'm still frustrated because it's too much. The bill is too much. And if you're not working, you will live on the streets. There is nothing like miracle. There is nothing like manna to fall from heaven. No. It's either you're working or you do inside hustle. People do. And now in the country, we are suffering from churches, and now we are also suffering from gambling. Where even the 80% who is not working put their faith in gambling. Where they hope the miracle will come from gambling, from the winning they will achieve in gambling to be able to succeed. Hi, God. Jesus Christ. I advise you people, sometimes sit back, think about the situation of that country. Think about the talent that is wasting in that country. Think about the untapped talent, the untapped geniuses, the untapped everything that is wasting in that country. And think about how the churches have helped or have contributed 100% to the situation of that country. It's high time we begin to question a lot of things. We begin to challenge so many things. Why not, as much as you want the government to do better, you also ask the government to look into this church situation. I know everybody, when you begin to say they say they are persecuting the Christian and stuff, but it needs to be regulated. It needs to be regulated. Churches are contributing worse than anything in that country. Churches are contributing the negativity of that country. And the Westerners have seen it as this is where our hope lies. So they keep pushing that agenda to the people, not making them to wake up and realize what we are missing. I'm telling you, the world has left us behind. The world has left us behind from every angle of is it technology, is it skill-wise, is it any aspect you can say. Excuse me. It's very sad, And I pray and I hope, that things begin to change drastically. The government needs to, start looking into this situation. They need to start regulating so many things. They need to, mostly this church's situation. We are facing noise pollution. We are facing environmental pollution. We are facing whatever pollution you can talk about. It's unlivable. You can't manage this situation. You cannot really manage the situation unless you take drastic actions. And you need to keep hitting it. No, forget what people will say. Don't be biased. Keep hitting it. Whether it's Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, whatever. Keep hitting it at the head. When you hit it, and people will realize, okay, this is not the way of living. Because when you are comfortable of the way you think it's normal. It's not normal. There are things that we normalize and we think is mode of living. No. Sometimes when you're exposed a little bit, you become ashamed, and you become very ashamed of things you do previously because you thought you were living in normalcy, not knowing you were doing things in a very big wrong way. Church is supposed to create companies, help people, not build domes, capacity of 10,000, 20,000. Why having no companies? The least they can do is just make what is pure water company? What are you people saying? What is pure water company?